Gonna go today. I had a couple of things lined up, and then it got a little, I don't know. It feels like the energy is a little scattered. So I got a bunch of new ideas to go into, and then my energy was saying, this is, I am getting too scattered, coming up with too many things and trying to simplify things. So I think we're going to keep it to what we had planned, which is tapping into the community of Gaia through a root structure. Tapping into our healing space again. Just feels like there's so many of us in the world that are just struggling and having a really difficult time, either in our own lives or as we project and look out at the world around us. And so one of the things that I did want to talk about was this transformation in these journeys, and especially what we're going through right now. I was thinking that we should drop into the ocean and talk to the council of elders who show up to me as whales, and they may show up to you in a number of different ways. But in asking them for just some advice on how we get through this change, and as soon as I dropped into that energy, I was remembering going to this place in California called Alabama Hills. And it's these huge rocks, and it's near the bristlecone pine forest that it has some of the oldest trees on the planet. And this Alabama Hills has huge rocks coming out of the desert. And they look like whales. And then when I got to bristlecone, up to like 10,000 feet, 10,000 feet, where these oldest trees on the planet live, and they're gnarly looking. It looks like they've got some life that they've lived. And when I got up there, I discovered that was part of the ocean. And it freaked me out a little bit. The ocean was 10,000 feet up above my awareness right then. So I went and I talked to, I went back down in elevation because I thought maybe I was just too high. I went back down into elevation, and we're in Alabama Hills, where it was, I think, 400 feet or something. And I'm surrounded by these huge whale rocks coming out of the ocean of the desert floor. And I asked them about all these changes. And that's when I thought I'm going to keep the original content of the journey of going to talk to Gaia and get a sense of the changes that we may experience further down the road. And it's not in Gaia's time is so different than our time. We are so keyed into this, what's happening around us a lot. I picked up this book. Let me see if I can grab it. And I highlighted some things, and we were talking, and this talks about the shaman journey and how it offers us a way to tap into spirit And this book is called Shape Shifting into Higher Consciousness. And I'm not sure who wrote this. I can pull it up later. But it talks about what the journey is and the shape shift. And the journey, how he describes it, is a voyage into other worlds, what we call non-ordinary or alternate realities, and how these realities parallel our walk-a-day life. It talks about how we dreamed as children. And so we know that this is not foreign, it's not new, but for most of us, well, let me rephrase that, because I think for most of us here, we are jumping into that dream land more and more. But before we woke up to this dreamland, and there are certain periods in our time. For me, I remember in 86, I remember 2012, 2016, and of course the COVID awakening was huge because we were all isolated, and we were trying to figure this out. So we got a lot of alone time. But before those times, when we were still kind of closed off, most of us had our dreams, our dreaming arts. How do we dream? How do we create things from our dreams? That shifted into like this over rational thinking of logic, and that resulted in an imbalance or a disassociation with, we were thinking with our minds instead of our hearts, and that was the imbalance. And so I just want to kind of remind us that we need to spend more of our time consciously dreaming. And if we can't remember that, then we're not doing it enough, I think. Because dreams are so powerful. And it's not, the other thing that I was thinking about, it's not the one-off journey practice that creates magic. It's the series of things. I know that, last week we talked about how we all have unique gifts. And one of my unique gifts that I never knew I had was I could find things. If people lost something, I would find it. And I was going, well, how did that happen? Well, number one, I knew I could find it. I mean, I just knew I was going to find it. The other thing was I never gave up. So when people go, well, you're not going to find it, I go, okay, you go away. I don't want that negative energy around me of you're not going to find it. And let me get quiet and let me listen for the object. And I could hear the object, which is so bizarre, right? That doesn't make any sense. But it's when we go into that altered state, there are shamans who control the weather. It's not Jewish space lasers that do it. It's our intentions that do it. And it's a repeating of intentions, a repeating of ceremony that gets us into that space. So as we journey to meet our power animals, and I hear in my chatter brain, you've already done that before. But when we go back there and we get more and more familiar with it, then we get more and more magic, and we can create things with the help of Creator, whatever you want to call him. The Lakota call it Wankantanka. The when I grew up, it was God, Creator. There's the major. When we put a label on something that can't be labeled, we limit ourselves. So I just include everybody's image of that and how that works, and that Creator source coming from our heart space. So today, let me pull up my notes to see where I am. Let me make sure I'm recording this too. Okay, got it. So again, just to go back into how we do this journey. The path on this road is the breath. It's the intention. It's dropping into an altered reality, allowing our imaginations to take us where they want to take us, and to take us into the lighter spaces. So we're gonna, bring our protection prayers in, and walk with our power animals to make sure when we go into these journeys with our power animals, our helping spirits, they are there to help and protect and guide us and show us things that we may not have seen before. So we're going to, if you hear something from the outside, acknowledge it, and then get back to whatever the intention is for your journey, and get back to the breath work. Focus on the breath work. So I think that's it. The intent. It's going to maybe be different for each journey. It's going to be different for each person. Don't label our success on somebody else's success. We have a lot of people here that really have incredible sight. Others have incredible hearing, others knowing. And just to be in the silence, in the rhythmic sounds of the drumming as it changes our brain waves a little bit is super powerful as well. So even if that's all we get, just some quiet space, really healing, really powerful. And even if your intention is, I want to hear, see, know, speak to someone, and that doesn't happen yet, it will as we keep working on this. And working to me is to me, it's not so much work. It's work to set the time up and schedule. And then after that, it's just play. We're just playing. So last week, we met up with some new power animal, or an old one. And we're asking to meet up with them again. So that's going to be a familiar power animal. One of the things, and I'll see where this go once I get into the guided part of the journey, because sometimes it changes. A lot of times it changes. But we're gonna drop into the healing dome, and I don't know if we're gonna come back, or if we're just going to leave the part that needs to be in the healing dome, the parts of us, just as our 3D bodies are going to be in the chairs, but our imagination and our mind's eye, our spirit is going to be on the journey. We may also leave part of us in the healing dome while we do another journey to someplace else. And I think that that is probably where it's going to go. And I want to go with our power animal to drop down into a past life that we have had. And in that past life, see what strength we have, what weakness we had, and what we should bring with us back. The strength, what weakness or thing we didn't like that we can leave behind us. And I also want to see how our power animal looks at us. I thought that would be interesting. Kind of blend in and see what they see through their eyes, see us through their eyes. Okay, I think that's enough talk. And I also want to talk with Gaia while we're there. So let's just, for this part, we're gonna, I will bring in my rattle, and I have my drum here. So we're just gonna call in the 4 directions real quick. Well, not real quick. We're gonna call in the 4 directions. Bring in our, if you have any helping spirits that are special to you, make sure you bring them in. If I'm just bringing in a couple of names and you want to add one, I mean, please add it. Make sure everybody's microphones are off, though, through this. Okay. All right. So here we go. And just, you can close your eyes. You can turn off your video if you choose to. Again, if you hear some outside noise, acknowledge it, get back to the breath, get back to the intention, and off we go. This will be guided as much as you want it to be guided. And if you don't want it guided, see you in a little bit. Okay, here we go. So I just want to take a couple of deep, slow breaths. That's where things start to change, in our deep breaths. And we let go of the 3D world a little bit. We're still in our chairs, still in our bodies. And we give thanks for our chairs in this space that we're in. And we give thanks to the Creator. Thank you for allowing us this space. Thank you for allowing us to have this breath of life on this earth school. Thank you for us creating Gaia. And I truly believe that we are creators. We are fragments of creators. And sometimes we forget our power. So we thank Gaia for her support, for her abundance. And we thank Father Sky for the unseen realms that show up every night, reminding us that we, as the stars are pins of light on the earth. And I call in the directions of the east. Call on hawk medicine, eagle medicine. Allow us to fly in your airspace. Allow us to see how you navigate the currents, how you soar above, not absorbing, just observing. We call on the spirits of the South, the spirit keepers of the South, jaguar, coyote, snake. We ask that you allow us into your space, into the jungles that you inhabit, the woods, the worlds that you inhabit. We ask Jaguar, how do you show us strength in your non-movement? Coyote, show us playful energy, not to be trifled with, that playful energy. And snake, how to shed skin that no longer serves us. And we call on spirit keeper of the West, bear, whale, shell woman. We ask that we step into their energies, the energies of the Western waters, the healing energies of bear, whale, shell woman. As we reflect on our day, as we reflect on our time on the wheel, without judgment, and we call on spirit keeper of the North, the white buffalo, calf woman, and we ask that she show us how to carry the sacred pipe. We ask that she show us rituals for today's time. And we ask our master teachers, Jeshua, Saint Germain, Mary. You have to say her name twice. There's a lot of Marys that show up, that offer strength and support. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. We call on our angels, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Jophiel, Chamuel, and our departed loved ones. Be with us. Be with us on these journeys. We invite you to step close. And we give thanks that we are able to perceive all our help, all these energies that support and lift and protect us. We're going to stay in this space. I'm going to pick up my drum, but we stay in this space and we breathe, deep breath. Another deep breath as we get ready in our mind's eye to rise up above our chairs, and in our mind's eye, we walk out of our rooms. We open the door and we find a mist that we walk through. And we're in the familiar cloakroom. We see our cloaks hanging up. Which one are we going to take? We take off our egos. We feel a little tug. there's something that is sticking to us, but we get it off. We get that ego robe off and we put it on the hanger to be cleaned. And we look over the different types of robes. Some are of stars, some are water, some are things that I can't describe. But one calls you, lights up, vibrates, and you slip on that robe. How does it feel? And we notice an exit from this room, and we can see the beautiful place in nature that we walk on many, many times. It's our sacred space. And we pay attention to the path we are walking on. Gliding on. Flying over. We pay attention to all the hidden folk. They come into our awareness and we acknowledge them. Something out of the corner of our eye, we turn, yes, thank you for being here. And we walk down this path. And we come to a clearing. This is a healing space. What's it feel like when you step into this space, this clearing? What's it look like? Are your power animals there? Your helping spirits? The angels? Guides? You're invited to lay down on this ground, this clearing. You may feel your spirit floating. And you may feel Gaia wrap you in roots. And Gaia pulls you down into her heart space. And you can feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And you feel the roots, the communication from others. From trees that are thousands of years old. From rocks that were once whales, still alive. And you know, you have a sense that you can travel through these root structures that are holding you down. And you can travel throughout Gaia to special places, healing spaces. And you feel the root touch you in a place that needs healing and lights up. And parts of you are being sent off on the web of the root structure of Gaia. Let's play in that journey for a while. Out of the corner of your mind's eye, you see something move. As you turn to look at it, what is it? They're asking you to join them. Have a conversation. Ask what they want. Ask if they are here to help. Ask if they are a new ally for you. So our new friend takes us on another little journey along the roots of Gaia. And it takes us to another field. And here our power animal is. And we ask our power animal to come close. We ask our power animal if we can see ourselves through their eyes. As we shapeshift, as we blend with our breath, with our intention, we want to see what we look like through the eyes of our power animal. What do we look like through the eyes of our power animal? What are our strengths that our power animal sees in us? What do we offer our power animal? It's not a one-way street. It's a back and forth, give and take. What do we offer? And without judgment, What are some of the weaknesses that our power animal sees as we look through their eyes? What do we see as a weakness? Is it something that no longer serves us? Is it something to overcome? A strength? If it no longer serves us, we can leave it here. If it's a hidden strength, we'll keep it. And we feel a gentle pull away. And we see our power animal as they are. We thank them for allowing us to blend, to shape shift just a little bit. And we find ourselves back on the roots of Mother Earth. And we slowly go back to that sacred space, and we see our light body being held, gently caressed by the roots of Mother Earth. We just stay there for a bit longer, feeling Gaia, feeling Sky Father. And ever so gently, the roots slowly uncover us. Taking some nourishment that was our pain, and it transfigures that pain into new growths for Gaia. And we find ourselves rejuvenated, lighter, brighter, and we get up and we start the walk back. We hear the familiar call back. And we walk out of that sacred space with our guides and angels dancing, singing, the hidden folk, they welcome us back at any time. And we walk up the path again. We go into the familiar cloakroom and we see our egos all cleaned and bright. We take off our robe, hang it up, and look at it again. Has it changed? We slip on our egos. And we find the door, go through the mist, and we find ourselves back in our rooms, in our chairs. We take a deep breath. We take our time adjusting back to the 3D world. We wiggle our fingers and our toes. We remember our playtime, our dream time. And we take a few minutes to slowly come back and write in our journals, write on a piece of paper, notes so we won't forget. So we remember how to get back there.